Greetings, friends. This is Elizabeth Schermer with the intuitive message for the Taurus new moon, which occurs later this evening at 7:26 p.m. Pacific time on Wednesday, April 22nd. It's Earth Day. And so this is a fantastic day to be celebrating the Taurus new moon because the highest energies of Taurus are about loving our bodies and loving the body of the earth and reconnecting with the spiritual power of what it means to be human, and what it means to live in this beautiful temple of the earth and these beautiful temples of our bodies. So as we begin today, I ask for grace and ease to access a clear and concise message that will help each of us connect with the truth of healing and life and light that is available to us at this time. The universe never gives more than we can handle. So the degree of challenge right now is evidence of the degree of opportunity. And believe me, I have to remind myself of that several times every day. And the opportunity right now is for us to show up as individuals in order to collectively heal the imbalances in our world. The degree of distortion and confusion and confusion and disinformation and lack of clarity and clashes, all of this right now is evidence of the revelation or the revealing of what's been hidden. What's being uncovered are the systems of outdated modes of authority that don't serve our collective path of freedom and health and life for everyone, and the value of human life and the value of human dignity. What's happening is the dismantling of those systems in order for us together to co-create new systems that are more in alignment with health and liberty and life and truth for all. So this is unfolding in very practical ways for each of us. Taurus is practical. So as you sit with the energies of this new moon, remember that you have the opportunity every month for a reboot and a fresh start and a reviewing and a revisiting and an infusion of new life force and new potential and the opportunity to start again. So, excuse me, I have been really strongly feeling the energies of this new moon over the last couple of days. As I'm recording, we're in balsamic phase, which is a concentration of the past in order to get clear about what we value and what is no longer necessary, what we will integrate, what we have learned, and what we are inspired about in preparing for the future. All of this is very much the story of this incarnation because we're at the end of one great age and the beginning of another. And so the beginning of what in astrology we call the age of Aquarius is the beginning of a new epoch or eon on the earth of systems that do serve us better and a new evolution of what's possible. So realize that the bigness of this time and the bigness of the change is ultimately incredibly inspiring because we are concentrating now and showing up and stepping up to opportunities that have been in preparation for eons. Okay, so big picture, in practical terms, we do live in these bodies and we have to show up every day for the reality of daily life now. So as you step into this new moon, I invite you to be mindful of the opportunity to balance your practical daily life with the big picture connection you have to visions and potentials and possibilities of new creations and new opportunities beyond the confusion and the distortion and the distraction that is prevalent in the qualities of dismantling that are happening. Take advantage of the time. Remember, the universe always provides balance. So the degree of confusion and fatigue and fear that all of us are feeling now in the face of uncertainty is balanced by enormous opportunity and enormous spiritual support. That's real. Okay, so let me jump to the card for, let me see, where do I have my cards, smaller cards? The card for the Taurus new moon, which for me personally is my favorite personal card in the deck. And this is the Hierophant. The Hierophant represents your potential and possibility to connect with the truth of who you are as a being of light in a physical body. And so there are many symbols on this card that point to these deep spiritual truths. And the first one, I'm just going to bring forward a few of these today because let me just see if I can get this light to work better. I don't know if I can. There's a light here that I was hoping would work for the cards, but it might not. The first thing I want to draw your attention to is the star in the center of the card, which has a child in the middle. And this is the symbol in your heart of the truth of your unfolding and the truth of the potential of who we are becoming, to become the truth of who we are. That's what centers in your heart. And this whole card and all the teachings of this card center around your heart and the depth of the truth of who you are within. And then that's grounded by the image of the divine feminine with the sword, pointing into the root chakra, into your root chakra, your ability to ground the truth of who you are in your heart, to bring it in with love for yourself and for the world, grounding that truth into your stance in the world. The trefoil key, this key with the clover shape, is the symbol of the unity of body, mind, and spirit. And that the key to health in this life is to remember that we are all of those aspects. And so we are here to learn how to bring harmony to body, mind, and spirit. And that's the key to unfolding is just to hold that intention. The beautiful flower behind the Hierophant's head is called the flower of Venus. It's the shape that Venus makes around the earth. And the transits that Venus and the Earth make through the solar system. And this is because Venus is the ruler of Taurus, and this is another emphasis of the flowering of this life is when we commit to our own path of heart, and when we trust our heart and we trust what has value to us, and we move forward in life based on those values. And so the Hierophant is making the victory sign with his left hand pointing into the earth. And the victory of who we are and the truth of who we are is about living the life of spirit in practical ways in this physical world. So all the other symbols here point to those truths. And in addition, there are 4 great beings, the 4 guardians of this world in the corners of the card, who remind you that you're never alone, that we are always protected and guided, and that there are spiritual forces, most of all led by our higher selves, who are supporting our path here. And that our job and our reason for being here is to embrace the mystery of this world and to show up fully for the opportunity of what we each came to learn. Hierophant is a term from ancient Egypt, meaning a high priest. And the high priests in ancient Egypt were teachers. They were metaphysicians, they were astrologers, they were magicians, and they were healers. And so this is also a reminder to you that you are here on the path of exploring who you are by the spiritual truth of who you are by fully being in your path in the world. So I've been looking forward to this new moon. This is a challenging time, and I am excited to show you a little bit about the chart before we look at the spread, because the chart is a chart of the opportunity that is held within challenge. So I'll just very briefly talk about this. The astrology chart for the new moon shows, you might see these really, really strong red lines going back and forth. And that is the overriding energy in this chart is what's called a square, multiple squares that are going back and forth from Pluto, Jupiter, and Saturn to Uranus, Sun, and Moon. And the square symbolizes the need to take action. It's an energy of awareness of the need to make a decision, make a choice, take an action, to anchor something. And squares can bring pressure because it can feel like a crisis. And the crisis can be seen as something exhilarating. It doesn't have to cause fear. The opportunity to take action is hidden. That kind of action taken is hidden here, or expressed here, by Uranus, who is leading the pack at the head of all of this concentrated energy. Uranus represents revolution and the opportunity to see something new. And what I want to share about this for those of you, this will resonate with some of you. The Sabian symbol for the position of Uranus in this chart is the symbol for Mary Magdalene, the woman at the well, the woman of Samaria at the well. What this symbolizes is the power of change and transformation through our hearts, through our lineages of healing, through the ability to love, the ability to trust our bodies and to trust the body of the earth. This is the revolution. And so I am unbelievably inspired about this chart and the opportunity for us to heal, to show up to crisis, to show up to challenge by connecting to the wisdom of our bodies, to transcend and heal the shadow of what's being revealed. The power of revelation is that the shadow no longer needs to control us. It no longer binds us. When the shadow is revealed, we get to reincorporate all that we see and bring it forward. And that's the evolution that we're in right now as a human family, is to embrace, to own, to acknowledge what has been hidden, and then incorporate the strength that was fragmented off by all of that hidden fear and trauma and distortion. Once it's revealed, it holds no more power over us. Our job now is to move through that, to bring that shadow with us, to celebrate the truth of who we are and why we're here, and to reclaim the power and beauty and vitality of our world. So the final thing I will say about this chart in summary is that this very small, not small, but tight grouping of all the planets just in this one portion of the chart is bounded by Pluto on one end, which is the total transformation, calling for total transformation in order to up-level to a new systems of order and authority in this world that better serve us and better serve values of humanity. And it's bounded on the other side by Venus, which is the planet of values and the heart and the power of the heart. And as we said, Venus also rules Taurus. So there's an enormous opening and invitation right now to this month drop into what you truly value and trust it. The Sabian symbol for Venus in our new moon is a woman revolutionary who is so inspired about what she has learned, and she's excited to communicate that to everyone. So the symbol of woman represents insights coming from within and truth that rises from within, and then the inspiration to communicate and share what has been learned and seen and realized. So this chart is about new realizations, and it's about how we show up for new realizations. Finally, there's a lot to say. Finally, the symbol for the new moon is at 5 Taurus. Is it 4 Taurus? At 4 Taurus is the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. This spectacular image at this new moon is reminding us that the rainbow symbolizes our ability to be the bridge, our ability to be both spirit and body. And that's why we're here, is to create this bridge and to explore the beauty of this world and how spiritual truth can be embodied here as we explore and heal and learn and grow together. And the pot of gold symbolizes our exploration of what true wealth means. and the way that wealth is manifested in the world as we manifest the wealth within our hearts and explore the true meaning of wealth and abundance. So this promises to be a month of enormous spiritual growth that can be accompanied by great beauty in the midst of great challenge. Hold curiosity for the paradox that can be revealed for you, and commit to showing up and trusting the path and your ability to transcend the fear-based systems that are being exposed in order to hold space for healing. In our hearts, when we're really in our hearts, we are not victim or susceptible to fear. We can heal. Okay, so feeling really inspired about the chart, I went to the cards a little bit ago and asked for a message, and this was one of the times when the cards just practically flew out of the spread, they came to order very easily. It was like the spread was waiting for us. And the first thing I want to say is, as I was cutting the cards, this card fell out. The 10 of Wands, oppression, which I know in Mystery School, many of us have been receiving this card, signifying the intensity of energy right now. 10 of Wands is the culmination of enormous energy, and it can be experienced as exhilaration or complete overwhelm, and the extremes of both. So this is an acknowledgement that we are in an enormous time of change. That's exemplified here by these strong red squares going back and forth. This is an affirmation that there are enormous forces of change that we need to be able to manage and balance. So I asked for a spread that could help us with some practical tools for how to manage and balance the intensity of energy we're experiencing right now, both personally and the space we're holding for everyone who's experiencing intensity and challenge and difficulty. Okay, so this is the card for Hierophant, the card for our new moon, and now I'll show you the spread. So we begin with the central card, which is the Knight of Wands. And this is in the position of mind, meaning awareness. And the Knight of Wands represents your opportunity to connect with, to access confidence and the quality of sovereignty, of being confident. That Knight of Discs represents mastery in the physical realm of health and abundance and well-being. And so this is a very practical message today, to trust in, to connect with the power of your body to thrive in this world, and to set the intention to commit to health and well-being, to commit to your own health, to take care of yourself now, to commit to well-being. What the guides are saying is in physical practices of nourishment, in exercise, in sleep, and in your mind. To pay attention to health of your mind also, so that you can really nurture yourself and strengthen your ability right now to show up. The more we can physically thrive, and that's a specific energy that's available in the Taurus, in the month of Taurus, the more we can physically thrive, the more we can participate in this enormous shift that's happening. So there's a quality of confidence, trust, and ability to trust your body, to listen to your body, and to know that you are here. Trust your vertical alignment and know that you are here to participate and contribute, and trust your feelings of inspiration. I don't know if you can see, but in this card there's a reverberation of sunlight emanating in waves off of the knight and his horse. And this is a reminder that we are each radiant beings, and the more we commit to our sovereignty in this world, trust our inner body, trust our truth, trust our inner alignment, the more we radiate that well-being and contribute to the health of us all, and also to new creative solutions to the problems we face. Here's super inspiring next card in the position of circumstances, the Ace of Swords. The Ace of Swords is a phenomenal affirmation right now of our ability to be inspired about challenge. This is the card of new realizations and new insights and new awareness. And the colors are significant. The yellow, the radiant crown at the top is new awareness, new spiritual awareness, a new ability to use your intuition to see and receive new insights. The brilliant yellow color and the brilliant green sword represent an illumination and a confirmation in your heart of what it means to truly be present. This is a symbol in this new moon of another affirmation of the wealth that is present, because the wealth is in communion with others and creation with others, and it's confidence in the shadow, and any disturbing elements that are being revealed are available now for healing. And so we can be trusting in all that is being revealed, and to trust our visions of possibility. So there's an affirmation here of choosing optimism, choosing trust, choosing confidence, and choosing our ability to use the sword of truth. Remember, the sword of truth is the root chakra in the Hierophant. This is the same sword. So we take our new realizations and we plant them. We ground them. We ground our confidence and our commitment to really being available for what we came for, which is to grow together and to co-create together our visions of a new earth. And finally, check out the punchline. The Hierophant appeared in the position of spirit. So this is your higher self, the affirmation that you are on track, that we are on track, and again, that we are here to explore this world, to be in this world, to love this world, and trust this world. So remember the balance of the sword of illumination and new realizations and new understandings. Use those to anchor your own vertical column. One of the principles that I'd like to bring forward today is the reminder of truth. Our perceptions of truth are always relative. There's a lot of distortion now. It can be confusing to know what outside truth to believe in. The sword of truth is about your inner alignment, the truth of your inner alignment, and our strengthening ability to trust that we will know what we need to know in every moment if we ground within. Final card for the spread is the fourth card with something else to consider is the Wheel of Fortune. The Wheel of Fortune is a reminder and an affirmation today that we live in trust. And fortune is the wheel, is the symbol of the ongoing cycles of time. We are in a great cycle of time, bringing one epoch to an end and beginning another, one eon to another eon, and we're engaged in great process of creation throughout the cosmos, throughout the galaxy. And so one teaching that I would like to leave you with right now that can help with this time of great change is the Wheel of Fortune is spinning. This is an image of the spinning fortunes of time. The Sphinx at the top of the wheel represents the power of our sovereignty in this world. It's another symbol of sovereignty and a symbol of our ability to work with the guardians of this world in order to fully receive the beauty and power of this realm in order to be full participants. So that's an overriding spiritual principle right now, is to trust the power of universal law and the great forces that are supporting us. And then the practical advice for the Wheel of Fortune is imagine this as a spinning wheel merry-go-round, and you know from being on a spinning wheel merry-go-round that when you're on the outside, the very outside, it's spinning very, very fast. And you feel the power of the force, and the world is spinning around you. And the closer you get to the center, the slower and slower you move until you're at the center and you're perfectly still and just turning with ease and calm. And that's a symbol of the necessity of vertical alignment in times of change. So when you feel yourself being thrown around, when you feel yourself off balance right now, be gentle, be gracious with yourself and with others. We are going through a lot, and it's totally okay to feel uncertain, to have waves of fear, waves of sadness. We're holding a lot for our, just not ourselves, but our collective. But realize when you feel that way that what matters is to give yourself time to get back to center so that you can realign and step back into your own ability to show up and be of service. So thank you so much for being part of today's message. It looks like it was a little longer than usual, and thank you for receiving this teaching. That this is an important and valuable time. My work with the guides, with our non-physical guides every day, especially Thoth, who's been very present, and Magdalene has also been very present recently. They're both affirming that this is indeed a huge threshold. And take the time during this quarantine, during the stay at home, use that time as an opportunity. Remember, the universe never gives more than we can handle. Use this time as an opportunity to regroup, to strengthen your personal practices, to connect with inspiration, and to hold space. We must not avoid the severity of what's happening. We must hold space for it. We must as much as possible transcend our fear to hold space for healing. That's how we can contribute to what's unfolding. So we ask now for integration for all of us and for our human family at this powerful time, and that the coming days and weeks unfold with ease and grace and joy and abundant well-being for us all. And we offer thanks to the guides and to our higher selves for all the support we're receiving at this important time. Happy full moon, and I'll see you again in a couple of weeks. This is Elizabeth Schermer and the Alchemy Mystery School.